'cause we're going all the way on grand final day. Na 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 na. Grand final day. Na 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 na. Grand final day.
G'day guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel with your pal Nico here. Hope you like that little intro slash skit sort of thing, or me dancing, but anyway. This is the grand final preview between two Victorian heavyweights, Richmond and Geelong. It's a different year, different circumstances at the Gabba. It's a night grand final, there could be a storm, but yeah. So yeah, but nothing changes, it's still a grand final at the end of the day. And I'm here to preview it, okay? So let's get into it. Starting off, I think Richmond are favourites, okay? I will reveal my tip at the end, but Richmond are favourites. And good reason why, they've been consistent. The way they've beaten Geelong in the past has really shown up, particularly with their ball movement and pressure. And the way Geelong play it goes into Richmond's hands, okay? Because Geelong like to control the footy, they like to play like a slow tempo style. Yeah, it's a slow style tempo footy. It's chaos versus control, okay? And I don't know if you've noticed if you watch the games, but ever since the qualifying final that Geelong played against Port Adelaide, Geelong, I've noticed this, Geelong have moved the ball quicker, they are willing to play on ball, okay? Particularly when they get around half back, they're just willing to take the game on and use some of their outside run plays like Menegola or Parfit or Myers, okay, or Gary Rowan, okay. They're willing to take the contest on because the way they play is very predictable. The way they played before those two finals was very predictable, okay, and the opposition can set up, okay. But the way Geelong moved the ball in those two finals worked. It worked really well, and it caught the defense off guard and the midfield, okay? And it proved it because they smashed Collingwood by 10 goals, and they beat Brisbane by 40 points. It really should have been 10 goals in that game, but oh well. Yeah. Richmond have a very deep midfield, same as Geelong, okay? Richmond got most of the outside run players out of anyone on the field, really, between two teams, okay? Like Richmond got your Boltons, and you got the Pickett's, and you got your Castagnas, okay? Yeah. And you got Bachelor Hawley running off half-back, of course, which could cause trouble for Geelong's defence, okay? Because Geelong don't really like fast ball movement against them, okay? And that's what Richmond love doing. Surging the ball forward and trying to get meterage, okay? Because that's the way they play. But one thing with Richmond that I've noticed that they weren't very good at in the home and away season was their clearances. They were ranking at bottom 3 for clearances, okay? And in the last 2 weeks, they've got a lot of their scores from clearances, okay, which shows that Damien Hardwick has tried to shift their game style a bit, so it gets teams caught off guard, like they did St Kilda and Port Adelaide last week, okay? So yeah, and I think that could come in handy, okay? The one thing with Richmond is just their defense is so good, their defense is well set up, okay? Dylan Grimes is always the third man coming in to spoil or take an inset mark, okay? Or try and double team like one of the key forwards, okay? In this case, Tom Hawkins, okay? But the difference is, he did that around 17 really well, Dylan Grimes, and Richmond's defence double teamed Tom Hawkins. But the difference here is, Patrick Dangerfield played midfield in that game. The reason why he had to play pretty much 90% of the game midfield is because Geelong didn't have Joel Selwood or Gary Ablett, okay? And they didn't have another key forward in Gary Rowan. He wasn't playing that game either against Richmond. So I think Richmond's defence is going to have more work to do, okay? Tonight, okay? Yes, I'm filming this the day of the grand final. Not good by me. But yes, anyway. Geelong got more dangerous forwards like they did. It's not Tom Hawkins as the lone key forward, because Patrick Dangerfield will be playing the majority of the game forward. So, yeah, I think Dylan Grimes I don't think he'll be doing the third man spoiling or taking the inset mark, okay, as much tonight, because I reckon he'll be on Patrick Dangerfield. While Noah Bolter is the only player from Richmond that has not played a grand final, whether it's 2017 or last year, okay? He's the only player in that Richmond side that has not played a grand final, which just shows how stable Richmond's team is, okay? But yeah, anyways, Noel Bolter will be on Tom Hawkins, okay? He beat him convincingly in, round 17 at Richmond Stadium, yeah. And Noel Bolter beat Charlie Dixon like a cheap suit last week. So, yeah, he's in great form. That's going to be one of the most pivotal matchups. And you go down the other end, Richmond's tall timbers, obviously, Tom Lynch and Jack Riel. Jack Riel has been in pretty ordinary form, to say the least, in the final series, while Tom Lynch has been really, really good and really fiery, of course.
Yeah.
And I think Harry Taylor will get the matchup on Tom Lynch, okay? Harry Taylor's a very good intercept marker, even though he's like 34, 35 years old still. But I reckon Tom Lynch will monster him, okay? Even though Harry Taylor's still very good. Will Jack Riewoldt show up? Who knows, but he kicked 4 goals in the grand final last year. But age is starting to show for Jack Riewoldt, okay? Then you got Richmond Smalls, okay? Castagna, Daniel, which could cause trouble for Geelong because they don't have most of their defenders are pretty tall, okay? Or like medium to tall, okay? They don't have like a small defender, okay? They've got like very good midfielders, but they're not, defenders should I say, very good defenders, but they're not that quick. And that could cause trouble for the back line for Geelong. They might be able to get them in the air against like your Dan Riolis and Jason Castagnas. But on the ground, Richmond will have the upper hand in that. And I think that'll be shown tonight because the weather's going to be pretty wet and pretty slippery and humid. So that's not a good sign for Geelong, okay? And Gary Ablett, of course, this is his last game. This will be his last game. It's his 356 or 7th last game, I can't remember. Yeah, it's his last game in a grand final. Fairy tale stuff that you'll write in Hollywood. So yeah, hopefully Gary Ablett goes out on a high. Okay, hopefully bobs up and kick like he's been doing for the past couple of weeks. Kick a couple of goals, set up a couple of goals. Doesn't waste the footy. Hopefully does that again tonight. We'll probably be playing half forward, half forward. I don't know who would be on it exactly, maybe, or I don't know, can't remember, but maybe Nathan Broad, possibly. But yeah, Gary Ablett, I reckon he'll have a belter tonight, along with Paddy Dangerfield. Yeah, I think this is going to be it's going to be hard to tip, to be honest. It's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be that much high scoring because of the conditions. And both defenses are very hard to score against, as seen last week. So yeah, I think I'm being a bit biased here. I'm going for the Cats. I think the Cats will win by 4 points. And I think North Syd medalist will be Patrick Dangerfield, okay? I know it's a bit generic, but I just why not? It's Paddy's first grand final. Why not get a North Smith? See, I think Paddy Dangerfield will kick a couple of goals. He'll change the game probably, and yeah, I think Paddy Dangerfield for North Smith. As for first goal, now I've seen this stat. In the past 4 or 5 years, anyone who's kicked the first goal of a grand final, the other team wins. For example, Jeremy Cameron for GWS kicked the first goal of the grand final last year. Now look what happened, he got smashed by nearly 90 points. Look at 2018, Collingwood kicked the first goal of the grand final, they lost, so yeah. Sydney, they kicked the first goal against the Western Bulldogs in the grand final, so you know what I mean? So it's a curse at the moment. If you kick the first goal in the grand final, your team's going to lose. So in that, I'm going to put Tom Lynch as the first goal, which that means Richmond should lose. But I won't be too disappointed. But I know I'm like almost hating Richmond, but I'm not. I just don't want them to win because I'm sick of their dynasty. I just don't. I get jealous pretty easily when it comes to footy. Okay. Yeah. I won't be so angry if Richmond win because my mum goes to Richmond, so it's like I'll be happy for her obviously. But I will be annoyed if a certain guy with an infamous haircut and a shitload of tattoos and a guy that's got a number 4 on him, if Dustin Martin wins the Norm Smith again, I won't follow AFL. I'll be done. I'll be done. No, I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean? I won't be happy. I'll be quite annoyed, to be honest. But yeah. And I don't think if Richmond don't win, he won't win the Norm Smith. Surely not. But yeah. that's my tip, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. This will be the last tipping video for the year, obviously, because it's the last game. Hopefully you enjoyed them.